Your roadmap to the latest in auto. Welcome to Highway Herald. A major transatlantic trade shift is sending shockwaves beyond Brussels and Washington, right into Canada's economic engine. While the EU agreed to a 15% tariff deal with the US in exchange for investment, Canada took a different route. Prime Minister Mark Carney isn't following Trump's playbook. He's opting for long-term torque over quick traction. Let's break down how Canada is navigating this high-stakes economic circuit. Number 5. Steering clear of the shortcut. Canada's calculated refusal. Since Trump's return to the White House, the automotive and manufacturing world has held its breath. But Canada? It shifted gears entirely. While the EU floored the pedal on a fast-track tariff for investment deal, Carney pulled into the pit lane to check long-term alignment. His message is unmistakable. Canada won't trade enduring economic autonomy for short-term optics. Trump's administration laid down a 35% tariff effective August 1st on non-USMCA goods, citing fentanyl as the political pretext. But Carney held firm, pointing out Canada's minimal role in that crisis, just 1% of US imports, and framing the new tariffs as leverage, not law. Instead of scrambling for a flashy handshake, Canada focused on its real advantage: deep supply chain integration with the US and an upcoming USMCA review in 2026 that could flip the trade script. This isn't just trade policy, it's a torque test. Rather than burn fuel for photo ops, Carney's government is calibrating for endurance. Patience is the new performance metric, and Canada's economic drivetrain may be more tuned than the US expected. And while Ottawa focuses on the long game, Washington's own signals are anything but consistent. Number 4. Mixed messaging from Washington. Canada plays the drift. If this trade standoff were a rally, Trump's team would be fishtailing through the mud. While the president publicly declared Canada a non-priority, practically downshifting expectations, his trade officials struck a different tone in private. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and USTR Jamieson Greer described negotiations as constructive, a sharp contrast to Trump's hardline media presence. That contradiction played directly into Canada's hands. Ottawa used it to craft a clean, confident narrative. They're not caving, they're calculating. Canadian negotiators, Carney, Dominic LeBlanc, and Ambassador Kirsten Hillman, maintained a united front. Trump's public grandstanding ironically gave them cover to delay without penalty. The result? Ottawa took control of the timing, the messaging, and the optics. And it's working. While Trump revises the rhetoric, Carney's camp quietly builds traction. It's a trade tactic that any rally driver or policy veteran can appreciate. Control the slide, don't fight it. But behind the smooth messaging, Canada's economy is being pressure tested in real time. Before we delve deeper, a quick pit stop. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and fuel up with Highway Herald for more vehicle updates, trade insights, and policy-driven auto stories. Number 3. Holding the line. Canada's economy faces the heat. When tariffs hit, most economies stall. But Canada? It didn't flinch. It recalibrated. In February, Washington fired off a 25% tariff barrage on steel, aluminum, and autos. By August, that hit escalated to a sweeping 35% hike on non-USMCA goods. Many predicted a hard landing. Instead, Canada's economy showed resilience and grip. Thanks to smart treaty mechanics and preemptive importing, Canadian firms cushioned the blow. GDP dipped only 0.1% in April, with a slight further drop in May. CBC reports most exporters limited their average tariff exposure to just 2.3%. But that won't hold forever, especially for auto parts and machinery, which make up nearly a third of Canada's US-bound exports. Ottawa didn't coast. It hit back with retaliatory duties, rolled out the large enterprise tariff loan facility, and gave relief to domestic automakers. Meanwhile, Carney pushed the One Canadian Economy Act to boost internal trade and infrastructure. Still, not all the adjustments are happening in Parliament. Some of the boldest shifts are taking place in the provinces. Number 2. Provinces in the driver's seat, shifting gears toward China. With Ottawa easing off the gas, Canada's provinces are stepping on the accelerator. Ontario Premier Doug Ford made headlines by declaring Canada should trade with whoever plays fair. A clear jab at Washington's unpredictability, and a green light towards strengthening ties with China. Ontario already trades over $43 billion annually with China, and several local industries like aluminum-reliant breweries have already rerouted their sourcing. This isn't just Ford freelancing. A growing Buy Canadian movement is picking up speed across the country. Apps guiding consumers to Canadian-made goods, viral campaigns discouraging cross-border travel. It's economic nationalism on the move. And with 91% of Canadians backing reduced reliance on U.S. imports, sentiment is turning into policy. Concrete action is rolling out fast. Ontario banned U.S.-made liquor in some regions. Alberta is eyeing retaliatory tariffs. Quebec is reassessing procurement guidelines. Together with Carney's legislation, these provincial maneuvers form a dual-engine response. Ottawa handles diplomacy, provinces handle traction, and on the horizon, the track opens wide for Canada's ultimate leverage play. Number 1. Eyes on the apex. USMCA review as the real power play. All roads in this high-stakes trade story lead to the USMCA's pivotal 6-year joint review, slated to begin in late 2025 and conclude in 2026. But this isn't just routine maintenance, it's Canada's chance to reshape the deal entirely. Article 34.7 allows all 3 nations to reassess, amend, or even exit the pact. For Prime Minister Carney and his team, this is less a threat and more a rare opening to realign on Canada's terms. If the U.S. pushes for tighter rules of origin, tougher immigration clauses, or stricter supply chain mandates, Canada and Mexico will come prepared, with evidence of tariff overreach, inconsistent diplomacy, and eroded goodwill. Credibility will matter more than ever, and Washington's erratic approach may backfire. Carney is also laying groundwork for a regional security economic pact, an alternative framework that boosts Canada's autonomy without relying solely on Washington. That quiet strategy is slowly stacking leverage. Globally, Canada isn't alone. President Macron has criticized the EU's soft posture toward the U.S., mirroring Ottawa's patient resistance. And with growing internal contradictions in U.S. trade messaging, Canada's disciplined, long-game stance may become its greatest strength. Verdict: Canada's long game, staying in control of the wheel. Canada's refusal to sign a fast-track trade deal wasn't hesitation. It was a calculated strategy. Unlike the EU's rush to headline-grabbing compromises, Ottawa chose structural strength over short-term optics. Trump's early brush-off of Canada gave Prime Minister Mark Carney unexpected leverage, turning public dismissal into private maneuvering space. Meanwhile, provinces stepped up, adapting to tariff pressures and rerouting supply chains on their own terms. With the USMCA review fast approaching, Canada's patient and disciplined posture may soon become its biggest advantage. It's not just about avoiding the wrong move, it's about waiting for the right one. In high-stakes trade negotiations, just like in motorsport, it's not who accelerates first, but who corners best. Timing, traction, and control win the race. Now we want to hear from you. Was Canada right to wait? Should provinces take the lead on global partnerships? What role will the USMCA review play in shaping Canada's automotive future? If you found this video insightful, be sure to subscribe to Highway Herald for the latest vehicle updates and in-depth analyses. Your support helps us bring you the best in automotive content. Please leave a comment below to start a conversation. Thanks for watching and see you next time. You can now check out any of the videos on the screen. There's more exciting and informative content waiting for you.